Doesn't come up very often, but I think is timely, is reversed images. Now, this relates to painting, not to sculpture, and it has to do with figurative art. It has to do with teachers, deities, Buddhas, and such. And it has to do with really it's images you generally will see in museum collections and private collections, and also images you see in the marketplace. Very occasionally you will see these in art publications and exhibition catalogs. As a matter of fact, in the last 20 years, I think you can find several reversed images in the Rubin Museum catalogs. And this is due to either the digital image being flipped, or the slide, or the film that was used was scanned backwards and then thought to be the right way. So that's innocent, where you have film, slide, or digital images reversed. Where you have other images reversed, we have on the Heart website we have 3 examples from the Field Museum in Chicago. And these 3 examples were collected, I believe, around just circa maybe 1906. So quite a while ago, over 100 years ago, during a collecting exhibition in China and Asia. Now, the 3 examples we have here are all reversed. The first example we have is actually Hayag Geva, and it is from a Rubin Museum collection. And for a number of years before I actually saw the actual painting, I thought it was just a reversed slide or film. But it turns out, no, it was actually done backwards. It was created in reverse, where Hayag Geva is leaning to the wrong side. In his upper right hand, he's supposed to be holding a skull staff, and in his left hand, he's supposed to be holding a lasso. But these are reversed. So the right hand is holding the lasso, the left hand is holding the club. And this was done mistakenly. Now, why was this done mistakenly? What's the most common reason? Most common reason is because it's a tracing. It's made from the actual drawing was not really done originally by the artist. What they had was a large sheet of paper, and then in the paper were holes, and it had been this had been copied from another painting, and then you have all these holes, and then you have a ponce, and you have a white powder inside, and then you put the paper over a prepared cloth, and then you hit it with this bag with powder, and then some of the powder comes out and goes into the holes, and it outlines the deity. Then you trace, then you follow the dots, basically. It's connect the dots, and you make the form of the Hayag Geva or other deities. This is commonly done in the Himalayan regions, northern China, Mongolia. So what happens is the paper that you make this tracing on with the holes from a pin is reversed, and then somebody has taken that piece of paper and they have it reversed, and they put it on some cloth, and then they've created a deity who is reversed according to its iconography, hand attributes, and posture. And that is most likely the situation with the following 3 images. We have a Yama Dharmaraja, which is backwards. Then we have a white Tara surrounded by, 12 Buddhas. So the iconography doesn't even go together. You don't have a white Tara surrounded by Buddhas. But also the white Tara is backwards, but the Buddhas are not backwards. So that really makes me think that the white Tara was done with a paper tracing with holes, but then the Buddhas were put in after. And then we have an unidentified deity, looks a little bit like a wrathful, multi-headed, winged Hayag Geva figure, but it doesn't really conform to any Hayag Gevas that we know of or any deities. So we don't know if it's just made up. But what's interesting about it is everything is reversed, like all of the hand attributes and the posture and the consort that he's embracing, they're all backwards according to iconography, a Buddhist standard iconography. Now, what you have to also be aware of, is with this Hayag Geva painting at the bottom, we have two figures. The figure on our left side appears to be the protector deity Bekse, but the one on the right side is just a mirrored image. So they have these mirrored images at the top and at the bottom, and this is common for tourist art, for temple shop art. You have all these little shops outside of important temples where people want to buy souvenirs. So this is a very common practice with souvenir art. Now, I said to begin with that this really appears in museums and private collections. Well, that's because this kind of art doesn't exist in temples or in schools or monasteries, because people know that it's wrong. People know the iconography is wrong. So they destroy it, or they put it back into the tourist trade market or something. But it's common for these types of paintings to appear in Western museums as if they're important, as if they're real, as if they're correct. So you can press the like button, you can subscribe, you can join Har on Patreon and help us support us over a longer duration of time, or you can make a single offering on the homepage of Himalayan Art Resources.